Hi, this is George Alger. Welcome to today's segment of Our Ventura TV. Today we're going to be speaking about the benefits of stretching. And joining us is Ed Knighton, who is a certified massage therapist who also has a master's degree in rehabilitation. Welcome, Ed. Thank you for joining us. And let's just make sure we're all on the same page here. What does stretching actually mean? Can you give us a quick definition for that?
Great question. It's a big, broad topic. Stretching is a way to align your muscles.
Wow. Okay. Very cool. Now, I am aware of stretching usually in association with exercise, but how does stretching differ from exercise?
If we just take a minute to pause and look at it, even if we don't exercise, we stretch every day. We stretch when we wake up in the morning because it feels good. And it's a way to activate our muscles, to wake up our muscles so that they function properly. I work with hundreds and over the years, thousands of patients who become stiff because of inactivity. And stretching is the way to have more mobility, have better health, have your muscles function in a way that they're supposed to. And in doing that, we always feel better and have longevity with our muscles.
Good. So, you mentioned movement and getting out of the bed in the morning. Would that suggest that really any movement at all could be categorized broadly as stretching?
Well, stretching when we wake up in the morning is raise our arms above our head, tilt our neck back. It creates blood flow. Blood contains oxygen and nutrients that gets to the muscles. But oftentimes what gets forgotten is connective tissue. If you can imagine a net around our muscles, and many times with inside our muscles is a casing that helps form the shape of our bodies. And that connective tissue also needs to be stretched for maximum health.
Okay. Very good. Now, when you mention raising your arms, I can readily see that as, some form of stretching, but it may not be normal for everyone to raise their arms throughout the day. So would you suggest that stretching is it's a procedural thing? In other words, you do certain motions that are categorized as stretching, or, really if you just get up and move around and then add some things, for instance, like putting your arms over your head, then that would be a more complete stretching regimen.
A great question and great concept. The reason I like stretching is, playfully, stretching is the one thing in life that you cannot mess up. you know so we want those muscles stretched, but the way you do it, there are specific muscles for specific results. For example, a physical therapist will, after a car accident, a disability, they'll recommend specific stretches to get a specific results. Usually more mobility, able to walk in a way that you're able to support yourself. But I'm a massage therapist, but during my sessions with my clients, I do incorporate stretching because it's so essential, and it gets excellent results when you're able to have that mobility and that flexibility.
Okay, now we're certainly emphasizing mobility here and flexibility, but it seems like, I guess, especially when you're younger, that doesn't even seem to be an issue. And for some older people, it's not an issue. So for someone who doesn't need rehabilitation, is there still some importance to think about stretching?
Yes. As long as we're alive, it's a good idea to stretch. And as you get older, you don't have the pliability of your muscles, meaning that your muscles don't have the fluidity, they don't have the oxygen, the nutrients to perform as you get older. So yes, as you get older, the muscles can contract and limit your range of motion throughout your body.
Okay, so if I understood you correctly, everyone who is alive should be stretching, but as you get older, it becomes even more important. Would that be correct?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
good. Now, I like what you're saying about, or I like your wording the best, but it seems like you can't do anything wrong as far as just
True.
stretching. But
It's true.
is the idea of stretching to do things that you don't normally do in your routine day?
Hmm. Hmm. Well, let's see if I can answer it this way, is that when you have over years uh, immobility, say that you haven't uh, taken walks, you haven't been exercising, those muscles will contract, right? And it will limit what you're able to do physically. But on top of that, let's say that you have an accident, you fall off a bike, you have a car accident. You see, tissues work like this, it's just like my hands are working. When you have a physical assault on the muscles, the tissues will go like this. And if they stay like this is what forms scar tissue. So my job is to bring those muscles back into alignment so that they can move. So when they're like this, where your muscles aren't working so well. Also stress, right? Just the day-to-day stress of mental, emotional stress, actually research has shown affects your muscles. So those muscles in certain areas can actually stop working. And that's where people get tightness, they get soreness, they're prone to injury because your muscles are not working functioning correctly. So that's what I'm doing. When I'm working on somebody, I'm returning the muscles back to function so they're functioning like this instead of like this.
Okay, very good. Now, the stretching that I tend to see in life is, sort of out in the street corner, someone getting ready to go for a run or maybe a bicycle ride. In the gym, I see people stretching, presumably before they're going to be doing some more vigorous exercise. But sometimes when I'm watching people who are stretching, it looks like they're doing a lot of work. Sometimes it looks like by their face they're pushing themselves
Yeah,
into areas of getting close to some pain. So
yeah.
it looks to me like that could be construed as an exercise. So how do you differentiate this type of stretching and versus the exercise that they're probably preparing for?
Yeah, yeah, it very much well can look like an exercise. Now, if we go with the concept that every body is different, they can approach stretching in different ways. Stretching is a very tedious task, right? And you can either warm up, say, take some jogs, even uh, just uh, a nice brisk walk before you before you stretch. But it can look very strenuous because my muscles are can be very tight. And what you're doing is you're stretching the fibers within those muscles that, that either because of age or injury are so very tight. But you're doing a body good, you're getting blood flow to the body, you're increasing what the body physically can do and what it can handle. It's important to stretch.
Good. And we're just about out of time here. I wonder if you could share a website that people could go to for more information. And do you have a summating message for the viewers?
Yeah, I just wanted to quote the late great Kobe Bryant when being asked about his physical endurance and what he is able to do on the basketball court. He said three things. He said stretch, stretch, and stretch.
Oh, I
And
love that. That's
my
great.
my website is painawaymassage.com.
Very good. Thank you so much for joining us. This is George Alger signing off for this segment of Our Ventura TV. Until we meet again.